this next game, I think one of the most exciting games of the weekend because it is a rivalry game. Third time they're meeting this weekend. Every single game, or of the last two, came down to either the last play with that DJ Moore touchdown pass from Caleb Williams in overtime, or one of the last plays where Keyshawn Nixon got the interception on Caleb Williams on fourth down in Green Bay. So the Bears won in Chicago, the Packers won in Green Bay, but this game, with the Bears being, with the Bears being the home team, the 2 seed, is in Chicago again. So uh, the Packers are favored in this game as a road favorite against a 2 seed. Rocky, do you think that we see that Bears victory again at home, or the Packers going to be able to upset them, even though technically it's not an upset because they're a road favorite as the 7th seed in
Yeah,
Chicago?
it's an interesting spot. You're right to highlight that because listen, the Packers. If you would have told me 4 weeks ago that the Packers are favorites against the Bears, I think we all would have been like, no, duh, they should be only 1.5. That would have been the shock, right? But now that it's without Micah Parsons and Christian Watson banged up and Jordan Love banged up, so now people are like, well, maybe it'll be a little different. But listen, Jordan Love is back, okay, and he's got all of his receivers. Everyone's healthy. Might be a little banged up, but Christian Watson's going to be out there, and he's been the big play guy for them this year. And we've been waiting all year for Matthew Golden to get involved. Whether or not that happens, I mean, the bottom line is it's a prolific passing game. Like, if Jordan Love is throwing from a clean pocket, I do think that he can have a lot of success. I still think he is, again, when protected well and when in rhythm, one of the best quarterbacks in the league these last couple of years. And if he can show that upside, then the Packers do have a chance. However, if anyone looked at the bracket, I did pick the Bears. And there's a couple of reasons why. I think the Packers probably on paper have a better team. But last two games were really close. Kind of get a little lucky for the Bears last time. Like, we could easily be looking at a situation where the Bears lost both games, got the onside kick. When they did get lucky, though, Caleb Williams made his big plays. That when the blitz, who was it, Dante Moore, right? And on the fourth down, guy came off the edge, unblocked blitzer, and boom, chucked it to the corner of the end zone to tie the game. Then, of course, in overtime, nice downfield pass to DJ Moore to win the game. So big time passes by Caleb Williams in the fourth quarter. And Colston Loveland, guys, I feel like I'm going back to Brock Bowers last year. Like, that's how good of a year he's been, okay? Just to read some of these numbers, it's really unbelievable. So PFF has a WAR stat, which is very interesting. It's an NFL WAR stat. I don't know exactly how it works, but they kind of try to mimic the MLB WAR stat to the best degree possible. He's second in PFF WAR amongst tight ends, only to Trey McBride. And I was looking up a little bit. So first of all, he's coming off of two straight games of 90-plus yards. The last 2 weeks he's been really good. They started to target him a lot. Last week he had 10 receptions, 13 targets. That was a season high for him. 83.3 receiving grade this season, one of the highest. And he's been one of their probably most. He's been their go-to target. Like, yes, you have DJ Moore and Rome Odunze, and that's kind of been like their outside receivers, but when Colston Loveland gets involved in the offense, and I don't know if you guys were watching Sunday Night Football against the Niners, right? Chris Collinsworth couldn't stop talking about Colston Loveland. It was a love affair, literally. So I just thought of that right now. That's not bad. So yeah, get Colston Loveland involved. I think it could be more consistent of a passing game, right? Meaning, like, we all have seen the ups and downs of Caleb Williams throughout the season, and not playing well for a certain portion of the game, playing well for a certain portion of the game, and a lot of that is the boomer bust of DJ Moore and Odunze. But if you can get Colston Loveland in the middle of the field and give him 10 targets, then I think it could be a more consistent passing game. And that's why I do think that the Bears will go ahead and win this game. Very close, though. And don't, just because we've seen the Packers defense struggle the last few weeks, don't underestimate the power of that offense, because we forget very quickly in the NFL. It's a very much what have you done for me lately league, but we forget very quickly how we were talking about the Packers, one of the Super Bowl favorites, just a month ago. So don't forget that the Packers can certainly win this game, but I'm going to pick the Bears to upset, quote unquote, the Packers here.
I'm going to. I think I have the Bears in the picks, so I'm going to stick with the Bears. But most likely, like we've been talking about, this game is going to come down to the wire, and big time players make big time plays, especially for good coaches. And Ben Johnson is one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and I do believe that we will see another, like you said, Rocky Loveland. he's going to play a huge factor. What can he do? The weather, it's gonna be interesting weather actually. I know Yehuda probably wants to talk about that too, but it's gonna be chilly, not little snow possibly. So we'll see what really comes down in Chicago. The weather can change in a second, so anything's really possible out there. The wind will be blowing, but at the end of the day, big time players make big time plays, and we have a lot of big players here. But you know, the DJ Moore effect and the Colson Loveland effect, and even Cole Kmet makes big plays, and that defense is not good for the Bears, and I think that in the next couple of years they'll get a better defense, but right now that defense is not good. They can't put pressure. They can't they have a lot of they got like a lot of turnovers, but not enough to that's why they got hot was all those turnovers in the middle of the year. So we'll see what happens. But I do think the Bears find a way to win. I do think that their coaching is just so much better and now that Matt LaFleur is not a great coach, he is a great coach, and he could actually be fired also. Not fired. I don't know if they'll fire him or if he'll move on, but he's also another guy that we didn't never really spoke about that people are kind of waiting to see what happens if they get eliminated. So I actually looking forward to this game as well. Not as much as I'm looking forward as the Panthers and the Rams game. That's my favorite game of the week, obviously. But I do think that we're going to get a really good game here, and it's going to be a big rival, and it's going to be exciting. Saturday Night Football. It's a great night for football. Right after college football as well. It's going to be great. College football. Actually, college football is tonight and tomorrow night. So
Thursday and Friday, yeah.
Big game
week,
tonight.
by the
Yeah,
way.
tomorrow.
Great.
Tomorrow night's a big one with
No,
Mendoza against.
we get playoff football tonight, tomorrow, tomorrow. No, sorry, tonight, tomorrow, Saturday, whatever amounts of three on Sunday, and football and Monday. I mean, we just get full on. If you're a football guy, this is your weekend. If you're exactly, if you're a football guy, this is your weekend. My weekend is usually in March or in April when Memorial Weekend and you have like all the other sports are going and you got March Madness and all these other sports, and then all of a sudden it's like NASCAR. That to me is where I live my favorite weekend of the year. March Madness weekends. But this is going to be just another amazing weekend of sports.
Come on, you gotta push the football weekend in the NFL playoff, college football playoffs. Got to push that. Yeah, hyping it up. It's exciting. We get to see awesome rivalry Saturday night. Yeah, I'm seeing, like you said, might see a little bit of snow, a little bit of wind, 60%, but potentially up to 25, 30 degrees weather. So obviously both teams, Packers and Bears, are very used to cold weather, so shouldn't be anything new. But both teams, I think, actually are run-first teams with good quarterbacks. So want them to be able to make good plays off of play action and on schedule. But I think Caleb Williams is the better quarterback off schedule. Obviously, we've seen Caleb has struggled at times with the on schedule plays, but when he can make magic with that unblocked blitzer, like you said, Rocky, and figure out a way to make a play, run around, maybe a little Mahomey. Look, a little Mahomey out there.
You have to be careful when you make that comparison, because then people accuse you of comparing, saying Caleb Williams is as good as Patrick Mahomes, which is of course out of context. But
he's better than Patrick Mahomes. He's better than Patrick Mahomes.
He's better. I mean, does Patrick Mahomes have a working ACL right now? I mean, let's be real.
If he doesn't, then we might have a point.
Right now, today, Caleb Williams is better. Today,
I don't know about that.
Yes.
Maybe Mahomes is better on one leg.
One leg down, yeah. Let's be real. So,
right.
Either way, like Mike said, the Bears' defense is really bad. They've been living off turnovers. They are, according to DVOA, it says like they create a lot of picks, but they don't have that many passes defended, and fumbles are super lucky, they are kind of lucky, but also kind of random, and interceptions aren't as random, but they're still just 24 in pass defense with all their turnovers. They live and die by the big play, as they say. And so, it says they're turning statistically improbable number of passes into defensive. They're just 16th with how many passes defense they have, but lead the league with the most picks with 23. So the
Crazy.
question is, can they sustain that? I say no. Can they do that for one game? I say yes. And I think Jordan Love can, just throw some like asinine interceptions, something Brett Favre in his head just takes over and he
Uh,
goes, throw that ball. Christian, you said Christian Watson down there somewhere, just chucks it, and then Jalen Johnson is there waiting for
Did
it.
someone say
Kevin
Christian
Byard is
Watson?
there waiting for it. Yeah, and so listen, if that doesn't happen, if the Packers protect the ball, Packers will win this game. And I'm not saying that the Packers have no chance, and I'm not saying that there's no way for them. Like I believe that the Panthers have no chance to win their game. But without Micah, their declining defense, they haven't won a game in a month. Obviously, last week the rest of their starters, but I'm going to take the Bears because even though they just came off a loss, but it was a weird game because like they were half playing their starters, half not. But Bears are going to be without even more defensive starters. C.J. Gardner Johnson is going to be out with concussion.
nah.
Troy Ansha. No, he's good. He's good for the. He's a locker room leader. He's a chutzpahyak. He talks a lot of smack. He can get in the head of the other team. Troy
That kind of
Ansha,
guy.
like rotational. Yeah, yes, exactly. Rotational D lineman guy is out. So like Bears defense can be as bad as it usually will be. I think this is going to be a little bit more of a shootout than people think, but also a game where they want to run the ball. So it's like kind of contrasting stuff. But ultimately, I'm going to take the Bears to win. So obviously, I'm taking them to cover because the Packers are favored. And I'm going against my favorite stat. The Packers are the better team by DVOA. Going against my nerd stat to take the Packers because I think home field advantage a little bit and just general trends of the Packers decline right now without Michael Parsons. I'm going to take Bears to win straight up in a very close game, but would not be surprised. The Bears force 0 turnovers if the Packers end up winning by 7. But right now, going to take the Bears. What do you think, Rocky?
Yeah, I got the Bears. I got the Bears covering. Well, I got the Bears winning straight up, so I'm definitely gonna have them cover the 1.5.
Yeah. Meisty, you're agreeing, right?
You got the Bears,
You
right?
got Bears still.
Yeah, I'm on the Bears. And I mean, like again, the Bears for sure cover, and I think that they win. Like I think the Packers are going to win. It's going to be by a late field goal, Caleb Williams turnover, something. Just we haven't listen. Caleb Williams has been one of those guys. Does the NFL have a most improved player?
Yeah, they do.
Not that he
Comeback
should be the
player.
most
Comeback
improved
player of the
player.
year.
No, that's comeback. Is there most?
It's the same thing.
NBA has
I don't
most
think.
improved, but no, it's
Yeah,
not
the
the same.
NBA. I don't think the NFL. Yeah, the NFL does not have one. I think that they had one, he would definitely be a candidate for that spot. Like he has been one of the most improved players. But I'm trying to think of other players that from last year,
So
this
Yeah,
year.
but
That,
it's not unprecedented for a guy to
Pro
be to go from rookie year to second year and be much better. Like Drake May has done that, just that.
Drake May would be the best.
Yeah.
Drake May, I guess, is the guy that would be considered the most
Right.
improved from last year to this year. After obviously, yes, correct. That would be right. But to a
Pro
candidate, I
Football,
wouldn't say that.
yeah, Pro Football Writers of America, they do a most improved. It's not an official NFL thing, but I'm
Oh,
seeing a
interesting.
list of most improved.
Interesting. Yeah,
But
it's not.
I would say
Drake
Caleb
May
is
would be it,
yeah,
but a candidate, not a winner, because obviously Drake May exists, and we'll get into him.
yeah, and there is precedent. I'm looking. Jared Goff won most improved player of the year his second year of being quarterback. He had a really bad rookie year, even though he was number 1 pick or number 2. Right? Was he number 1 or was Carson Wentz?
He was
He was
one.
number 1.
Wentz was 2, I think, right?
He was 1, right? Yeah. So Jared
It
Goff
has
being
always
number
been
1
second.
and have a stinky year, and then come back and have a good year and be most improved. And because some people say, "Oh, Caleb's a 1 overall," you expect this from him, but
Right.
yeah. Either way,